Well, it's our favourite tea tonight. It's Mongolian chicken with rice and spring onions and...
lots of loveliness.
It is. We had this first, if you remember, at P.F. Chang's. Is it P.F. Chang's?
Yep.
In London when we went. So we've made our own recipe up now. This is with the chicken. We had the beef in London, but the beef's a bit ropey in the shops around here. So it's best to do chicken.
You can't go wrong with chicken.
You can't go wrong with chicken. And I think it's Mike's favourite too, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So I've just finished my art journal page for Saturday, and the prompt was freedom. I walk best into song, you're all right. So that is the prompt card for the week, and my art journal page was of this bird breaking out of prison. So the stamps that I used are my newest, or the latest stamp release through Indigo Blue. So let me just pop that to one side. It's getting really, really thick now, isn't it? Luckily, I'm going to be working on the backs of the pages that are already in there for the next few weeks. Oh, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? It should be going that way. There we go. That's that. So let me pop that on the floor for a second. Yeah, so my latest stamp release through Indigo Blue is the Journaling Textures 2. The first stamp release through Indigo Blue was Journaling Textures 1, which you all seem to really enjoy. That sold quite well. So the sister to that one now, and I've got schmutz on that already. Mess. Paint. Journaling Textures 2. So we've got like a bubble soap suds kind of effect there. We've got a brick wall and a crackler effect, or a crackle effect on that one. So again, another 3 brilliant little stamps for texture and adding into backgrounds, which is what you saw on the page on that art journal that I've just done. The other new release is this one, which I absolutely love. It's called The Crown. I love the 3 sentiments. Lift up your head, princess, if not the crown falls. And then this one, be the queen you know you are. I know some gentlemen that would love to have a card with that on too. And keep calm and put your crown on. And this bird, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I've been obsessed for quite a few years with birds with crowns on, ever since I saw an episode of Two Chicks and a Hammer. Was it Two Chicks and a Hammer? Oh, I can't remember the name of the programme now. With the 2 girls from Indianapolis, mother and daughter team, renovate houses, that kind of stuff. And they staged a house once, and there was this ornament from somewhere like Pottery Barn or the Galleria or somewhere like that, of a bird with a crown on, and I loved the little ornament. I've never been able to find it since. Anyway, I've looked extensively, can't find it. So that in the background is the brick stamp there, and then the bars. Now the bars are, I'll just pop that one to one side there. The bars are a new size of stamp, and we're calling these solos. So these are actually ATC sized stamps. So absolutely perfect, and that's called grunge stripes. So when you stamp with that, that's what the bars were on that one. So to accompany that grunge stripes on the solo release, we've also got these other 2. We've got one called Wrapped, which is a great bubble wrap one, which you can use for repeat stamping, and a sentiment one, or a quote one, which is a great little focal point for an art journal page. It's okay to have text and typography as a focal point in an art journal page. So these little stamps are perfect for that. And again, they're that size. Let me just go grab an ATC. I'll pile of them somewhere. There we go. So these are one of my wooden ATCs. So as you can see, it fits perfectly on. So all these solos are designed to fit onto an ATC. So they are sort of business card size, American business card and UK kind of business card size. Are very similar. There's only a few millimeters difference between the two countries, but they are also, like I said, sized to fit ATC. So this is going to be a new size of stamp that Indigo Blue are going to be releasing, and this is the first of those solo stamps. Kay from Indigo Blue, Kay Halliwell Sutton, the head designer, if you like, creative genius at Indigo Blue, has also got some stamps in that same size coming out later in the year as well. There will be 6 of these. This is just the first release of 3. So I've got another 3 later on that will be getting released. So those are all on my website now and available to order now, pre-order. They will be being released on the end of July, Wednesday the 31st of July. I'm doing another Facebook and YouTube live broadcast at Indigo Blue HQ, and the third large stamp that's going to be released is the first of the abstract marks. So 2 fantastic sized stamps. So it's going to be the abstract marks 1, the crown, journaling textures 2, and the 3 solos that I'm going to be releasing on July the 31st. But like I said, they are available on the website now for pre-order. So get in there. So last night Ian mentioned about maybe changing the car, and I would like to buy a more up-to-date model. This is 2017, and he was looking at changing the car to the next level up, more of an SUV type vehicle, the Sorento, the Kia Sorento. So we were looking at pre-enjoyed, if you like, which ones are around the area, local garages and dealerships and that kind of thing. And before you knew it, we've bought a new car. We found a 2022 version of the car in like a grey colour, like a battleship grey, I suppose, or just darker than battleship grey, with all the whistles and bells. A fairly good deal. Lowish mileage as well, and it's still within its 7-year warranty, which means there's nothing that really you have to worry about. So we kind of filled in a few bits and pieces on the web yesterday, and the dealership contacted us this morning, and we've gone through everything on the phone with them, and it's all sorted. Deposit's paid. So we're just waiting now because the car has to be transported. Currently it's in a place called Grimsby, which is on the east coast. So they've got to move it to the branch in Barnsley, our local branch. So that should happen some point next week. So yeah, exciting times. New car. Woohoo!
Mike and I are away this weekend, aren't we, Mike?
Hope so.
We're at the seaside. We're going to Whitby. It's the Whitby Steampunk weekend, the summer event this weekend coming. So I am getting packed, and I'm packed early. I'll show you all the boxes because there's quite a lot to go. Plus, of course, all your costumes, Mike.
2.
So I'll turn the camera around. Okay, so these are some of the boxes I've got sorted. I've cut some cogs for my friend Helen. You've met Helen before. Helen's the crazy woman that makes the jewellery and the goggle inserts. Ginger hair, crazy woman.
Yes.
So, and then there's some more machines there. And then there's some stacked up there. And, oh, do you want to come to Whitby? Do you want to come to Whitby? He says, no, but I'll have a sniff of this lot. And then I've got my pin badges. I'm just sorting out my some extra stock there. and then there's all the other small wearables there. So, and some labels to go onto some boxes. So I'm 99% there. No, I'm not. Who am I kidding? I'm 85% there. So, oh, is it time for a tinkle? Again?
Yeah, well, it's raining now, so...
Oh dear. Yes, lovely summer weather. It's raining.
Why are some children so noisy? I suppose it's because they're children. Anyway, so the last time I went to a steampunk event in Whitby with Ian, there was two ladies there. I think they're sisters, and they hand make clothing, so steampunk clothing, so waistcoats and trousers and other paraphernalia. And they had some utility kilts on their stand, and I've always wanted a utility kilt. Being of Scottish heritage myself, my ancestors come from Dundee, so I've always wanted a kilt. So I asked the ladies to make me one, which obviously they agreed. And money was changed hands, and 6 weeks later the kilt arrived, and I never went out again. So I've never actually worn the kilt. So hopefully this weekend I'm going to be able to dust it off because 3 years in the wardrobe, yeah, it will get a little bit dusty. So hopefully I'll be able to get it out. I never bought a kilt pin for it, and I never bought a belt for it because it just never happened. So I've ordered them and they have now arrived. So I've now purchased a kilt pin, which is the same design as a necklace that I've got, which is a Celtic knot, also known as the witch's knot. So I've got that as a necklace as well as the kilt pin and a traditional Celtic kind of belt, which I will show you because I've got it hung up in the bedroom. So I'll just turn the camera around and I'll show you the kilt. I've just had to hang it on the door so I can get it all in. So that's the kilt pin. Don't know whether it's going to focus in on that because this camera on this phone is rubbish for focusing. So that's the kilt pin. There's the new belt with its shiny Celtic buckle. And that's the utility kilt. It's called a utility kilt because it's got two pockets on the front instead of a sporran. And obviously it's in black. So yes, over the past few years, I have put on a little bit of weight, but we don't talk about that. So I thought the other day, really I ought to, let me just hang this back up again, excuse me a second, there we go. So I thought I may as well try it out, put it on, see whether it still fits. And luckily, yes, it does, with ample room to spare. But because I've put on quite a lot of weight over the past couple of years, it's not staying. We have kind of half-heartedly dieted, Ian and I, but it's never really been in earnest, and it's never really been something that we've really focused on and stuck to. So I've said to Ian, as soon as this weekend's over and we go into August, then we're dieting for serious. So, and he's agreed. So we're going to up the exercise and lower the calorie intake. So because we do eat a lot of, if you pardon the expression, a lot of shiz, a real lot of shiz. But we do eat for our main meals and things. We cook most of our own stuff. We don't eat a lot of processed foods. We will cook most of everything we do from the raw ingredients kind of thing, like the Mongolian chicken that we did during the week. So that was pretty much it was fresh garlic, fresh ground ginger, it was soy sauce really, which is the only really processed food in there, and obviously rice and chicken. So there's not a lot on spring onions. There's not a lot of ingredients in that Mongolian chicken, even though it is beautiful and very, very easy to make. So we don't eat a lot of, like I said, processed foods. My biggest downfall is things like cheese and dairy products. But on the other scale, there is a lot of sugary stuff, a lot of carbohydrate stuff. So I wouldn't say a lot of bread, not a huge amount of potatoes, but we do like rice, we do like pasta, but sweets, pastries, cake, biscuits, that kind of stuff, which is really, really difficult because of having a sweet tooth as well, it's not good. So, and I'm aware that substituting fruit for that kind of stuff isn't necessarily always a good thing either, because some fruits have a real high sucrose content, whereas glucose on the other stuff. So you're just swapping one for the other. So it's going to have to be a real fine balance. But I think it's going to have to be mostly upping the exercise and just dropping that calorie intake, I think. And just being very, very careful and very strict with what goes between the two lips. So it's Wednesday, 24th. Where has the month gone? Youth. Don't know what they're doing, whether they're going left or right these days. Yes, so where's the month gone? It's nearly at the end of July already. We're going to be in August soon. The next minute, you know, we'll be putting the Christmas tree back up. Oh, sorry, I said the C word. So this weekend, Ian's going to Whitby for the Whitby Steampunk Festival. And for the first time in 3 years, I'm going with him. Yay! So we're staying at a place called the Teddy Bear's Barn, which sounds lovely, doesn't it? So it's just outside of Whitby, so it's kind of like a country rural situation, which is going to be absolutely lovely. There are two apartments, if you like, in Teddy Bear's Barn. So we've got one, and our friends Karen and Steve have got the other. So it's going to be a bit of a fun weekend. So really, really looking forward to it. So my sister is coming up tomorrow on Thursday. So she'll be coming up after work on Thursday. And then we'll pick Mum and Dad up on Thursday evening too. So Mum and Dad and my sister can look after the boys for us and puppy sit while Ian and I are away. It's pretty much just so that I can get a jolly, because I haven't been anywhere since February, since we went down to London for the honeymoon. So this is like my first outing since February. So really, really looking forward to it. Can't wait. So, but this morning, it's, like I said, it's haircut time, because I want my hair cutting before we go to Whitby. I want to be all spick and span and tidy. So when I get my hair cut these days, I take Dad with me as well. So I'm on my way to pick Dad up. Because Mum and Dad are coming over for the weekend, Mum doesn't need any shopping, so I don't know whether or not she'll come with us, because she doesn't need to. She doesn't need to go shopping. So, but if she is true to form this morning, then she probably won't want to bother, because that's just the way she is at the moment. But it's the path of least resistance at the moment for her. So she's just going through one of those phases where you have to gear up to do things. So anyway, like I said, on my way to Mum and Dad's. At least it's not raining. Sun's not out, but at least it's not raining. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive Angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.